Alright, so now that we're done with the boss, I guess I'll start talking about my week. Um, Kind of eventful for me. I didn't really like go out and do much. I didn't like go out with my family or anything, so nothing like, huge or anything like that. But um, some new developments in my schedule and what I'm going to do in the future, which I did talk about during some previous streams. I won't go into too much detail, but in short, basically I'm going to implement a new schedule for streaming in about a month. We're on we're about to get to week 12 right now, or tomorrow, I should say, not right now. Tomorrow we're about to get to week 12, and the new schedule is going to go up around week 15 or 16. So not quite yet, but I will let you know when that happens. Nothing huge. I'm still going to be streaming at the same days, at the same times, but I'm going to end a little bit early. So instead of 12 to 3:30, I'm going to do 12 to 2:30. And I'm also going to upload a little bit less YouTube. Lucky warding, lucky warding, lucky warding. But yeah, I'm gonna do that because I feel like the upload schedule is a bit overwhelming right now. I'm uploading 4 days a week, every day, or sorry, not 4 days a week. 4 days, no, sorry, I messed that up again. Let me try to, let me stop talking for a second so I can gather my thoughts. I'm uploading 4 times a day, every day, 7 days a week. Meaning, there are 28 videos going up a week. Ridiculous. Because people who are subscribed to me are going to get nothing but my face, basically, in their stream, their subscription stream. Which I think is a little bit overwhelming, because a lot of other YouTubers do not upload that much. So, you know, if I don't scale it down a little bit, it's going to be overwhelming and just kind of annoying, I think, at a certain point. So I'm going to upload 5 days a week instead of 7, but I'm still going to upload 4 times a day. So during the week, Monday through Friday, you're going to see my face a lot still. But during the weekend, I'm not going to upload. It's going to be a bit of a break. You'll see other people more. You won't have to just see my face and scroll every time, which I think is going to be nice. And it lightens my load a little bit, because, like I said, it's going to have to cut into my streams. Instead of streaming 3.5 hours each stream, it's going to be 2.5 hours, so it's going to be a little bit easier for me, and editing won't take as long, so that'll be nice. But like I said, that's not going to go into effect till about a month from now, for some back-end reasons. It makes it a little bit easier for me to switch later than right now. So we'll see that later. I'll let you know when that happens. For now, everything's still going to stay the same, so you're going to still see my face a lot for a while. So apologies, but it will change soon. But other than that, let's see. I've started some new music projects. nothing huge. I'm still working on my album that I want to release. It's coming along a lot slower than I would have expected, but it's coming along. I've not given up on it, so I'm still expecting to release it someday, but it's just going a bit slow. But the new projects that I've started are just kind of new ideas that I want to sketch down. I haven't had like a real proper sketchbook for myself yet. I have like sheet music, like physical sheet music books that I can write in, but my handwriting is so bad and it takes so long to write stuff on paper that I just never do. And I never really use MuseScore for sketching. Like, I'll write down an idea, and then I'll create a completely new project later on to write a new idea instead of just attaching it to the same project as like a sketch. What I finally did this week, started this new project file, and basically told myself I'm not gonna expand these ideas past like 4 or 8 bars at a time. I'm only gonna write down like the most simplest ideas that I have and try to make something with them, and that's gonna be it basically. And I did that, and it worked out actually. I didn't expect it to really work out, but it did. And now I have a couple sketches that I'm happy with. I can take them and put them in bigger projects in the future, maybe. And it gives me an outlet to put any random ideas I have down on the page. It's nice. That's going on too. And I also started working more on the video essay idea that I have. Pretty sure I've talked about it multiple times throughout each of the games that I play, but I want to start making video essays at some point on my other YouTube channel for music. They're going to be music related, hence why they wouldn't be on this channel. But it's a bit of a daunting task for me because I haven't done anything like that in the past. And I don't know how to edit well. So I would be writing, you know, something completely new that I'm not familiar with. And editing, which I am also not familiar with. So the entire process for me would be basically from scratch, which is scary because it's going out to be watched by the public, basically. So I've been putting it off because of that. It's just kind of daunting work on it. But I kind of came over that yesterday, and I started writing a bit more. I didn't do a whole lot yesterday, but I got something done. Basically, the idea is to create a video essay about music theory and why some songs are great because of music theory. Some YouTubers do this. They'll create a one-off video about a song they like and analyze it a little bit and show off why it's cool. And that's kind of the idea behind what I want to do. But I want to make it a bit more in-depth and a bit more like an actual show. So my idea was to create video essays around an entire album and create one video essay per song and make each video like 30 minutes at least long, if not longer than that. And then, you know, put them all on a playlist and have people watch them like they would a show, basically. But like I said, I've not done anything like that before in the past, so I have really no idea how I'm going to approach it. I have no editing skills, basically. I'm relying entirely on my music knowledge, which I can do. I can analyze stuff well, and I can talk about it just fine. But it's that editing and like putting everything together in such a way that is appealing, that is daunting to me. Especially because I want to do it at such a big scale. I have a couple albums that I want to analyze, and I have to get through one song. I mean, I haven't even finished one video yet, so it's definitely a big task for me. But last night, a bit of burst of productivity kind of came over me, and I was able to get some lyric analysis done for that first song on the album that I want to do. So I've got the lyric analysis done, and I think most of the musical analysis as well. So, you know, it's definitely good progress. I still have to write the script itself and record some B-roll. Because, you know, if I'm gonna edit it together, I need a lot of B-roll to put as, like, example clips or show off my work type of thing. So I've got to do that at some point. I have no clue the direction that it's going to go. I'm not a director, so again, I'm kind of learning all of this from scratch at the same time. It's kind of crazy. But I'm just kind of chipping away at it little by little. It's not, like, attached to school or some other kind of larger company or anything like that. I'm doing this all by myself as a passion project. So there's no real deadlines to it. So I'm not really worried about if I'm, like, late or if my quality is not up to par or something like that. I just want to, you know, get it out there and, you know, help myself improve for the future. But yeah, I've kind of been putting it off for a while now because of how much work it is to do that. But I got a little bit done yesterday, and I have a little bit better of an idea of where to take it in the future. I'm going to probably be working on that for the next few weeks, at least. So that's going on. And I don't think of anything else that's happening. I think that's kind of it. That's kind of the big stuff that's been going on. You know, developing my musical abilities, like writing abilities, and my video creation abilities. So, what's going on? I do still have some applications out for some jobs that I've applied for, that I've talked about. Still haven't heard back from them, so I'm probably not going to get the job. At this point, it's been like 2 weeks now, so not really holding out too much hope for those. Another thing I've been doing as a sort of hobby. Pretty sure I've said that I just like to work on music. Like, I like to study music, on guitar in particular. And I've been doing that for a while. I mean, I uploaded some videos of it last week because I couldn't stream Astria. So I just decided to upload myself playing music instead. Kind of gave you a look into what I do for my hobby. But I was working on that the other day, and I finally got finished with an artist that I've been working on for a while. I don't have, like, all their music, but I have a good amount of it. So I've been working through that, and I got through pretty much all of it the other day. I don't have a 7-string guitar, and most of that music is for 7 strings. So I haven't actually been able to, like, play it and write down, like, how to play it and all that stuff, all that fun stuff, but I did all the editing for the score and made it look nice and all that stuff, and listened to the albums and, you know, wrote down all those notes and everything else. So I still did all that. But I'm excited to get through that guy, that artist, because the next one in my list is one of my favorite bands right now. And their music is so complicated and so crazy that I've been excited to look at the sheet music for it. And it's even crazier than I would have imagined. The guy I've been working on full time, name is Angel Vivaldi. He's a guitarist from America that makes a lot of instrumental, I guess you could call it like power metal or stuff like that. Like it's a lot of shredding and just really technical guitar playing at a high level. But it's all really accessible and it's really easy to understand, even if you don't really know much about music. You know what I mean? So I've been working through that, and that was all fun and all that. I hadn't heard about Angel Vivaldi before I started working on it, so I appreciate the opportunity to learn a new artist. But the artist I've been looking forward to is a band called Animals as Leaders, which is another metal band. They're from the US as well. They're also American. But their music is so technical and so complicated that it's basically like learning another language, even if you already know music theory and how to play music well. It's basically like learning an entirely new dialect. It's like learning Portuguese from Spanish, basically, is the best way I could put it. What am I looking for? What am I doing here? Oh, right, I'm grabbing some chests. If you already know about animals as leaders, then I'm gonna say is not a surprise to you. But those guys, I'm pretty sure I do have all of their music, or at least most of it. Maybe like a few odd songs here and there that I don't have. But basically, going from Angel Vivaldi, which is mostly like 4/4 time, like maybe a really fast tempo that's hard to play, but it's like if you really sit down and like work out the fingerings and practice it at a slow speed, it's really not that hard. He doesn't use like advanced techniques that require hours and hours of practice just to get the technique down, right? Well, that's all well and good. Then you get to Animals as Leaders, and their stuff is just completely like almost unintelligible. Like the first song is in like some weird time signature that always changes. The tempo changes at certain points. There's techniques that the guitarists use that you have to actually sit down and learn because they're not traditional techniques. The drummer is doing crazy stuff. To be fair, in their first, I think, 2 albums, maybe just their first album, they have like a digital drummer, so it's all programmed and it's not like an actual human playing it. But once they actually get a drummer, the drummer is also on another level. He's crazy. And yeah, I've been excited to play that music because it's just crazy. But I know it's going to take me hours and hours just to clean up the sheet music, so definitely going to be working on them for a long time. But I'm excited to finally get through it, or get to it, I guess I should say. I think one of their hallmarks you can point to and recognize as something that Animals as Leaders does uniquely is this technique that the lead guitarist, I believe, came up with, or maybe not came up with, but he developed it to an extreme degree. Basically, with a guitar, you've got to play with a pick. Most of the time, you're either playing with a pick, you're playing electric guitar, or if you're playing acoustic, you might use your fingers and just kind of do this kind of thing. If you're a flamenco player, it might be a bit more complicated because you're doing different like motions with your right hand, and it's a bit more percussive. But generally, you're either using a pick or your fingers. Some guitarists will combine the two, so they'll pluck the lower strings with their pick, and then they'll use their remaining fingers to pluck the upper strings for more complicated lines, right? Some guitarists will do that. Some jazz guys will do that. But this guy in Animals as Leaders, his name's Tosin, took this technique from a bass player where you use your thumb as a pick, so you're using it to strike the string downwards, like strike through the string, strike up, so you get like a with your thumb, and you also have your other fingers as well. So basically you're getting like an extra percussive sound with your thumb that sounds like a bass, which sounds funky, but you're also getting the jazzy plucking sounds of your other fingers, and it could be like kind of classical, like flamenco, like I was saying. But he goes so fast with it that it's like a completely new way of playing. It's crazy. I can't even show you because I can't play it that fast. Yeah, the sheet music is all just like repetitions of like one note, but you use different fingers. So it'll just be like droning on a single note, but it's like different finger combinations. It'll be like thumb, down, like down, up, index, down, up, index, middle, which creates a group of 7, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, like something like that, right? Which is insane. Then on top of that, he'll combine that technique with another technique where you create notes out of nowhere with your left hand. So you're like literally doing this on the fretboard while also doing the thumping with your right hand, which is like crazy because you have to learn independence with your hands. And he's also playing it on like 7 and 8 strings, so you have to learn how to play it on a 7 and 8 string. And he's playing it with other guys and a drummer. Like, you have to stay in time and make sure you sound good with the other guys. Like, I don't know, he's just crazy. Sorry, I had to gush about that for a minute. He's just crazy. I'll pull up a sample of their sheet music in a minute. Let me just get some of this out of the way. I want to move some of this stuff around because we have a lot of materials here, which we can move to a different chest. We can keep the ores and the bars here because, oh, actually, no. Let's see. Let's move this down here. Put the ores like right here. We'll put the materials on this row right here. We'll just dedicate this entire row just to materials. We'll put vanity across this stuff up here. Then we'll put like the potions and the tools, and there's also here summons. We'll put those like in the corner. Die, we'll put those like right here or something like that. I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, like I said, I was working on Angel Vivaldi for a long time. Basically only because it's in alphabetical order. And Animals as Leaders just happens to be the next one in line because, you know, A-N. Got a bunch of orange juice on my shirt. I'll leave a stain. Oops. But yeah, I've been working on that. Like I said, I am excited to work on their music and get through it, but it's going to take me a long time to do that, I think. They really only get more complicated as they progress through their songs, their discography, so I'm starting at the beginning. It's only going to get worse as it continues, so pray for me. I don't even have a 7 or an 8 string to practice on, so kind of sucks. I can't really play most of their songs, but I can still study them and, you know, suffer along the way. Yeah, all these will be materials. I should have moved over one. We'll name all of these materials.